The previous first day of the virtual study visit, of the online study visit that we have with Lithuania, it was really very well evaluated by all of you with your messages and your final comments. And I'm really happy, and I think I'm talking about also our colleagues from Lithuania and our friends in the stakeholders in Macedonia, that this first study visit was really appreciated. We have again the pleasure to have with us our task manager from the European delegation here in Macedonia, Nafi Saracini, who again I will give him the floor to greet us and to say a few words for inspiration, and we will start with the program of the visit. Nafi, it is again a very big pleasure to give you the floor.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. But I don't want to take much time because this is the second day. So I also heard that the first day was very successful. This was also my opinion. And I wish you also very successful second day and very useful information to exchange for using in your everyday work. So I wish you just a successful day.
Thank you very, very much, Nafi. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Today, the second visit, I think it's the heart today of the online study visit, because today we will discuss about two services who are operational in Lithuania, the support in decision making, and then supported living in the second part. Why they are so important? It's not only that we don't have this kind of specific services in Macedonia, for sure. We do not have a service in line with the design of decision-making support. And it is a very important service because it gives us two very significant results.
The one times I managed finally to enter in.
All right. Thank you, Alexandra. You need to close your microphone. So, the first very significant result that comes out of a service like support for decision making, it's about us. It's about us, the social professionals who are working with people with disabilities and other vulnerable groups. And it's about our mentality. It's about the mentality that says that people with disabilities, people who are frail, people who have severe obstacles to solve, they have not the capacity to decide for themselves. That's a myth. And it's a myth that it is related to the history and the heritage of the way that we have developed services for the most vulnerable. It's a myth that relates to the power of the professionals. It's a myth that relates to the fact that we are building services that are not supporting the autonomy and the decision-making of our users. In this respect, we will learn also ourselves to understand better and to work in an environment with our users where their decisions count. And then, yes, we need to have the methodologies and the tools and the practice and the skills and the competencies to be able to give them this kind of support in order eventually to be able to build the capacity to make decisions for themselves. It's not easy, it is complex. I'm sure you will understand these complexities from the discussion that we're going to have today. In the second part, we will be discussing about supported employment. Again, there, we will learn a lot. We have supported employment in Macedonia, but we will learn a lot about how we can have tailor-made support, meaning personalized work, in order to have an employment position matching to the skills and the capacities of the person who is getting this position, and also supporting the employers and the employees to retain the job, something which is critical because, as we know, in European level, the research indicates that 68% of jobs that are given to vulnerable groups, including people with disabilities, in Europe are lost in 6 months. So we invest a lot of work and a lot of resources to find the job, to prepare the environment, and then the job is not retained after 6 months. Something that we need really to build on our capacities and our service response. With this small or lengthier introduction, it is a pleasure to give the floor to our colleagues from Lithuania. And please, Rasa, Natalia, Doga, you have the floor.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello for everybody. I'm from Lithuania. My name is Darius.
Darius.
Yes, and today I'll present you about supported employment. In my agenda is first part of today. Yes?
Yes, indeed it is.
Yes.
And thank you very much for indicating that to us. Thank you. Darius, you have the floor. Thank you very much.
Thanks, yes. So I will start with my presentation. I share with you my screen. Yes, can you see? You see my PPT, yes, nice. So about myself, I'm Darius Tankeliun. I'm working in VRC almost 5 years, but all my experience in work with disabled people begins in 2009. So I have some practice in working with disabled people, especially with helping them to get the job. Yes, and earlier I was working in vocational rehabilitation service, but now I'm working as in supported employment service as, how to say, person who support people with disability to get to the job. And my presentation is kind of key theoretical points about how we are doing the supported implementation process in Lithuania. And I ask you, I invite you to have a discussion. If you don't understand something, or if you want to have more information about one or another thing, just interrupt me, and I'll try to explain you what I want to say. Okay? And after after my presentation, my client just present his own story, how in which way he get to the job. Okay, so from very beginning, some numbers. I think Rasa last week mentioned for you with numbers, but nowadays in Lithuania is almost 250,000 of people with disability. It's make 8% of the total population. So I think it's really huge number of people, and we should try to help them get to the job. Also, this little how to say diagram shows you that the biggest part of people with disability has a high percentage of working capacity. Yes, half of them, and 11% have really low skills, working skills, and we understand that these people need most help, the biggest amount of help in getting to the job. Next numbers is that 67% of persons with disability are of working age. So it's also a huge number, a huge amount of people, and only 29.6% of them are working. So 70% are doing, we don't know, nothing, or in some institution, or just closed in houses, and they not use the service, not go to the labor market, no, not maybe go to some schools to get some capacity to get to the work, and it's a huge amount of people, and we try to get them and work with them and help them to get to the job. And the last number, but is for me is really, it's okay. The last name, but 31% with disability are below the poverty line in Lithuania. It's really pity, really sad, but it's fact. Yes, can I go? So now about supported employment. I think everybody of us understand what it means, supported employment. Yes, it is a service. It is some thing what is created to help persons with some kinds of disability or of disadvantages to find a job in free labor market. Not in social services, not in how sheltered things, but in free labor market. Yes, and we try to match people with disability abilities and market opportunities, and combine it and help persons get to the job. And also, after when they get a job, we try and we help them in on job support. We take them these services to help them to stay in job for a long time, for long as we can. Next. Now I'll tell you about key parts of supported employment. Of course, everything starts from job searching, and we assist for our clients, people with disability, in these activities. The assistance in creating curriculum vitae is important. Maybe now it's not so important that in general, everybody who wants to find a job should have the curriculum vitae. Yes. Also, the assistance in creating cover letters, because a lot of employers want to have a cover letter about everybody who wants to get to the job in their company. Also, we inform and shows for our clients how they can find a job, what is methods and techniques in finding the job. It's from how to say, from simply things like to find some internet sheets with job opportunities. Also, maybe in some specific things with IT, especially. Yes. Also, we assist them in preparing to a job interview, how to look, how to act, how to tell, what they should tell, what they don't, what they can't not to tell, especially about their health things. For example, if they have mental problems, it's often it's so, how to say, so tell to employer what I have mental illness or not, or I'm just with some problems, health problems. It's always hard thing to do, but we try to find the best way how to present, for example, mental illness. And also, if person has no practice, maybe he not have no imagination when where he or her want to do, get a job, we try to organize a voluntary internship or how to say, voluntary work in real workplace, just to show persons how work looks, what their imagination become true. Not something fancy things, but if you get a job in, for example, in store, you should do a lot of things not so fancy. Also, we assistance people with disability in recruitment procedures. Just we are, how to say, mediators between person, client, and employer. Just in some low things, also in maybe if person are a little bit too shy, we can push them. And also we consulting the employers about different kind of illnesses, about different kind of disabilities, and how to manage with these problems in real work. After we employ people with disability. And also, as I said, it's on-job support. When the client get a job, we try to keep with him relationship and try to consult, or just to call and ask how are you, or everything is good in work. Maybe you have some problems, or you want to ask any question, we can help. Just to help them to stay in the job as long as they can. We try to do what this will be. Next, general principles with which we are working with people with disability in employment process is individual approach. It's that everybody is individual. There are no two same persons with whom we can work in the same way. Everybody is special, everybody with his own needs, with his own moods, with his own capacity, and so on and so on. And we try to find the key to this person, and this key is a really factor to get the success and to get the job. Personal self-determination, but every decision is made by client. We can only help, only discuss, only show different ways, but we don't make decisions for client. It's work what he or she should do by themselves. Empowerment in decision making and acting. After decision making, my colleague, you tell a lot on second part of today, but also we try to empowering clients what they will making decision, and after what acting by themselves. And if they have some questions, some problems, they ask us for some advice, for some maybe help, and so on. We don't do nothing for our clients. They acting by themselves. confidentiality. It's that every data which we are keeping in client cases are confidential, and we can't not spread this information to another people or another institution or another I don't know, employers and so on. This is a really important thing for our clients, especially for clients with mental problems, because they are afraid that another people or maybe another institution will know about their problems with mental health. Also, we are, all the time we are flexible and adaptive, and we try to find in this moment the right way how to help this person or client. And if somebody change, we also try to change with this on time, not to be late or not to be maybe too early to tell something or to discuss about something. Equal rights, that everybody it is person without disability, it is person with disability, it is person from ethnical groups, from sexual orientality, or so on. Everybody is equal. Everybody is equal, and also everybody in Lithuania, everybody who works should get same salary for same work. It's not a possibility if I'm, for example, if I hire the person with disability, I can pay him less salary. No. It's in our law. It's just right that everybody should earn the same amount of money for the same work. And also continuity of assistant, on-job support, and once on-job support, because it's a really good thing, and our clients often really enjoy it, and they can ask us for help. There I show you the most important document in our work is individual plan. As I said, that everybody is unique. So for everybody of our clients, we make the individual plan in which we fill every data about this person. Everybody needs data, yes, name, surnames, birth date, and so on, health condition, capacity, or some how to say, something what he can't do because issue of health, we fill in this document. And also we plan our work in some time to future. Yes, for example, first step is to get some education. Yes, and after what we think what we can do with this, when we can get some courses, or maybe we can go to university and get the higher education, and so on and so on. And this plan is filling and reviewed regularly, just to keep tense, just not to slip on just one thing. And if we see that our plan is not good, he have he can't be achieved, we change this plan and we start working in another maybe way, or in just a little change, or maybe in general another way. We start working with the same client in future. It's the most important document. And also about innovative methods, I want to tell you a little bit, because in our work we should be creative. Yes, we should all time find some new, some interesting methods how to work, how to help our clients to achieve better results. Yes, and VRC, our center, has practiced to enjoy different European projects to get new methods, to learn how to work with them, and after what to work with this method in daily work. So some of these methods which are maybe most interesting for me is job picks. Is one pick you see, it's just case with different pics, with different photos, with different jobs, different occupation. And this method is really easy to use. It's easy to make first contact with client just in easy way. And also this method is good in working with people with mental problems, with low intellect level, just not to describe about different occupations, just to show one or two pictures, and client with low intellectual capability can to understand about what I want to tell him. It's just, how I say, is easy to use, how to say, fun method to work with our clients, and especially with intellectual diseases. Yes, is whole methodological, how to say, way how to use this method, and our center specialists are taught how to use this method, and we can use. If anybody from outside or new employers in our center want to work with this method, they should to have some teaching, some period, and after what they also can start using this method. Another method is supported employment. Is just the same name, that the same thing, but a little bit different way how to work. Yes. Now our center participating in another project with partners from UK, and we try to adapt this method to our Lithuanian labor market. Yes, and the key points of this method have 6 parts. Involvement of service user. It's okay. Just we have to involve new people to start working with them, to collect information about these peoples, and so on. Also work profiling, but we start from beginning to profile in which way this client can go to working to labor market and to work. Also, we are involving employers, not only employees, but employers, and work with them. Just tell them about different kinds of disabilities, of different types, how to work with different disability, and so on. Just so, how to say, teaching employers about the people with disability. Workplace compliance, workplace support, and reach the career. But persons with disability also can work the higher quality work, and they can reach the career, and if we helping them, they can reach it maybe earlier, or we try to help them. Another method is job circuit. It's also method developed from European project with another partners from Portugal, Belgium, and Bulgaria, and it consists in cooperation between labor market, educational institutions, because everything starts in educational institutions. And I don't know how in Macedonia, but in Lithuania we have some problems with teaching young people with disabilities. Because are some special schools, but it's how to say, old-fashioned schools, and young people don't want to get to these schools, but regular schools are not interested in involving people with disability to their teaching programs. It's really big problem, and we try to change this and try to people with disability to get to the regular schools to get their teaching programs, yes, and to become a specialist, a high-level specialist, yes. And the last method is inclusive job design, also European project method is a method which is for employers how to prepare workplace to people with different kinds of disability. How employers can, which benefits employers can reach if they hire, recruit people with disability. So it is in few words. If you want, also you can text me or text Rasa, and I'll or Rasa just write you more about all these projects, all these methods, or about employment, supported employment things, and we can attach more theoretical information for you. So, благодариме за вниманието. Ачуш, Demis. Thanks for your attention. And questions now, maybe.
Thank you very much, Darius. I mean,
thank you.
It was a pleasure to hear you with the supported employment. Of course, we have a lot of questions.
Oh.
We will bombard you with questions. Before we go into the questions that we prepare, getting comments from you as well, I would like to open the floor, maybe from our colleagues to get first questions. We have a lot of colleagues today who are working in supporting employment, in rehabilitation centers, and also from the employment agency.
Oh, nice.
Also, you gave us a lot of food for thought. For sure, the job picks is a very interesting method, as well as the job circuits. For the job picks, I want to ask you something, Darius. Is it about specific jobs in the pictures, is specific jobs, or is specific soft skills horizontal to every job, or both?
It is both. First is specific work, yes? Photography of specific workplace, and on another side of this pic is short describe what, for example, worker in bakery, yes, comma, should be good physical condition because he should, I don't know, push heavy things and take them to the oven. Yes, should understand about how to measure the different sizes of flour, butter, and so on and so on. It's short to describe. It's really easy way to understand. If you see baker, yes, oh, I want. But if you show for client that, oh, if you want to be a baker, you should be strong. How are you? Oh, no, I'm ill. I have no, I don't know, can't reach heavy things, and you after what you can't say. So maybe bakery is not for you. Should we try to find more much better work for you?
This is very important for sure, because quite a lot of times our clients, our users have aspirations which are not easy to meet. And this kind of rationalization of capacity and needs is very, very important. But I want to ask you, before you go into the job picks, which I saw there is a whole method, it would be interesting to tell us where you got it from, because some of our centers may be interesting to get them. But before we go into that, I want to ask you, Darius, who is doing the first employability assessment? You get it ready, or you doing yourself?
By myself, by everybody who work in, not everybody, every supported employment specialist do first relay with client and fill the documents, the data by themselves. We have no profiles or no how to say case with which client came to us. We just start as a blank list and we fill everything by ourselves.
So you do first the employability yourselves. When you get your client, your user, from the employment agency, you get a profile from them and you do another test, or you don't get a profile?
We don't get a profile, we get a person who wants to get the job, yes? And we start to work with him as with new person without any how to say case. Of course, every disabled people has disability form, yes, which they get from disability institution. I don't know how to say in English. The institution in which persons are
registered,
yes, and they write, you have mental illness with some code, yes, and also you can't work in night, you can work on higher, you can work with some machines and so on and so on. Which kind of document we have, but not any document about their education, their some, how to say, they want working in this job or in this. No. It's for us with talking with clients and fill documents by ourselves.
There are some questions. So Eva, can you help us with that? Because I cannot read them.
Yes, there is a question. How is the cooperation between the Valakupiaи Center and the employment agency? How do you exchange data and how do you just cooperate among yourself?
Yes, we have agreement with Labor Market Exchange Office to provide some kind of services to disabled people. Yes? And after that, this labor exchange institution service sent us clients and said, this client wants to have a vocational rehabilitation program. You have free spaces to take him? Yes, we have. We take this person and start working with this person. Or we have another project is supported employment. From the same agency, they call us and said that this client are ready to go to get to the work and begin working with him. That is how to say, because they the labor market exchange service paid us for this work. Yes, so we after that should show them what work we have done. Or
do we have other questions, Eva, or not? All right, I have a lot of questions and I will facilitate hopefully the others as well, but please take the floor, ask your questions. This is important, we are learning. So, Darius, all right, let me clarify something, all right? You are talking about supported employment, yes, but what you are telling us is open market integration, because these people that you prepare, you put them in employers to do a proper job and get a proper salary. Yes, yes. Many times when we talk about supported employment, we talk about employment in cooperatives, in a supported shelter, in a sheltered environment. So I want you, please, Darius, to make the distinction between the supported employment, which is to enter the labor market, the open labor market, and the supported employment to enter sheltered employment. What is the two distinctions in Lithuania? Does it exist?
Yes, it exists in some way, yes.
Okay.
During supported employment services, which we are providing now, yes, we have assigned project, yes, assigned document, but we are providing supported employment services for disabled people, and our goal is to help them get job in open labor market. Yes, if they get job in sheltered thing, in social, how to say, social workshop, yes, it's not a goal for us. It could be, how to say, one step to get to the job. If a person needs to have some time to see about some working place, to try to have some special things to him, he can try working in sheltered workplace for some period of time, but after that he should go to open labor market. Open, it's key thing.
So another question. For the employers, I will come, Eva, the employers. This is the million question for all of us, because how do you really find employers who are prepared to get a disabled person? In big European forums and discussions, everybody is saying that employment for the disabled people is not a favor. We are not expecting the employer to do a favor to the employee because he's disabled. A disabled employee should be able to work and produce and be equally productive for the employer as anybody else. So we should distinguish between open market integration of disabled people with equal pay and equal rights, as you very rightly said, to a type of employment where the employer thinks or believes that is doing a kind of favor out of pity or out of philanthropy. We need to change this mentality, but also in the measures. The question here is, what are the measures in Lithuania? Subsidies of the salary, subsidies of social assistance, payments. What are the subsidies and the measures, the active measures in Lithuania to bring employers into the game of employing vulnerable people, including disabled?
Yes. You answer yourself question, because in Lithuania we have subsidy system. Yes, if employer employ person with disability, he can get subsidies from government. Yes, to subsidies for salary, subsidies to prepare working place to person with disability, also subsidy to taxes. Yes, he should pay less taxes to government. Yes,
yes.
And it's best way how we can to attract employers to start working with us, and afterwards to employ people with disability. Also another kind, if we are talking about big companies, big maybe European or world companies, there are some social responsibility is key word, and we try to show them that if they employ people with disability, in this way they can show social responsibility of their companies. It's good thing, but it's only for big, how to say, not expensive, rich employers. Yes, it's okay. For little businesses, it's nothing about that, but because they want to have a worker who work in same way as healthy normal person. Yes. But
Eva, we have some more questions.
Yes, we have a question from representatives from the employment agency. As Dario said, that in EU, 68% of the people are not keeping their job places in the first 6 months.
Yes.
What is the status in Lithuania? Are there any reasons for this high number, and etc.? And also about the method of support, is the family or other actors, community involved in this process?
So about higher percentage of not working disabled people, of course it's some reasons. Mostly I think that part of disabled people truly can't work because their health condition is really bad. Yes, it's okay, but not 70%. Another part of people, they just don't want to get to the job because they get not salary pensions, yes, disability pensions, and if they go to the work, they can not get this money, nothing, and they afterwards should just to earn money. It's not so good that to have money, not for nothing, but they not for nothing. Yes, and this maybe also some post-Sovietical model. Yes, post-Soviet Union model. Yes, that disabled people are closed, they get their pension, and it's okay. In our society are not how to say, not normal people. Yes.
Yeah, and the next question in this sense is, what are your activities? What do you do to keep the job places for the people that you employ in the companies that you work with? Are there any methods how you keep them to go to their workplaces? Yeah.
Job retention.
Good question with not easy answer. We try to show show from another perspective that work is not only getting salary. Yes, work is all about social relationship. Yes, in work we can make new friendship with another people. In workplace we can maybe make some business relationship with some another people, and can maybe to do some not business, some things that are can make pleasure for us, and we also can get some salary. Also, I always try to show disabled person, especially young disabled person, to show, tell me about your parents. Yes, they are working or not? Yes, working. So, but why are you not working? Because I don't want to get early from bed, and so on and so on. And I try to show that if your parents also don't want to get early and go to work, so maybe you haven't any food to eat. Yes, they should. They understand that they should go to work, and so motivation, maybe some devil advocate, you can do nothing, but after few years you will be under poverty line, as a huge amount of people in Lithuania. So it's no answer. We try to individually find key how to I don't know, how to engine person to be active, working, and afterwards maybe acting with relationships, with friendship, and so on and so on.
I want to say something here about the job retention.
Mm-hmm.
The system in Greece, just to give you a little bit from another country an example,
mm-hmm.
is that a disabled person who goes into the labor market, the subsidy of the salary and the social assistance is 95% of the salary and social assistance for 3 years. 3 years.
Yes.
And the employer is responsible to keep the disabled person or the vulnerable group person, it's for everybody, not only disabled, lone parents, long-term unemployment, etc., etc. 95%, 3 years, but they are responsible, the employer, to keep the person for a 4th year on full salary, but by the employer. And if the employer doesn't do it, is losing the 3 years. They have to return it back. And we have also a quota system of companies over 50 people. They have to have 6% of people with disabilities. Now, does it work? When the system indicates, we are talking 10 years now, and the research I indicated about Europe, 67% not retaining their job, is a research that took place in 2012. What have changed since then in the system of supported employment for open market integration? What has changed is the method, and the method is what Darius has presented. It's the matching process of the job and the person. You match them in the best possible way, and you also have follow-up. So I want to ask Darius, do you do job coaching? Do you do support and mentorship after they get the job, and follow up? For how long? How long time do you do follow up?
Yes, we have on-job support services. Yes, and during this project we can help person in job for 8 months.
8 months.
We have, how to say, we have paid for the services about 8 months. After what, we are leaving our client to manage by himself. Also, if the relationship with client is good, sometimes we just to keep some relationship with, not relationship, some, how to say, business relationship from this person to just to ask how are you, all everything is okay, and so on and so on. 8 months.
Great. Any other questions, Eva, from our?
Yes, we have questions from the Macedonian Centers for Rehabilitation. What are the profiles of people that are doing the assessment for employability for a person with disability, or are there any specific trainings that these people that are doing the assessments they have to have? And do you as a center communicate directly with the companies in the open labor market to promote these people, to promote their skills, etc.?
Yes, first about specific teaching. Yes, we have vocational rehabilitation program during which people can teach some working skills. Yes, specific working skills. Earlier we had how to say this service was big, yes, and we could my English is gone, yes. And we had proposed to these people different programs to teach. Nowadays we have only one, and is cleaning, because it's on top. Yes, in our labor market is really big number of opportunities working in cleaning. Yes, and so we teaching our clients how to clean in professional way. And also now we are providing another, I don't know how in English it's called, another project, and buying another programs.
The question was, but what is your professional background? So what do you do? Yeah, you as somebody who is supporting people, do you have any specific trainings? What is your profession? Yeah.
My profession is occupational therapy. I finished Vilnius University, and after what I had vocational rehabilitation course I can provide vocational rehabilitation program, not teach the specialty, but providing whole process to helping persons during this process. And also I participate in different courses, different short teaching programs, how to work with disabled people, how to act with some, how to act in some specific situations, and so on and so on. I'm an occupational therapist in my background.
One final question. Please, Eva.
Yeah, no, two more questions from the people from the ministry, our colleagues from the IPA unit and the social protection. What is the duration of the support and employment on average? What about the duration of the subsidies employment? For how long the subsidies are being paid? And you mentioned that some of the rights people are losing when they get a job, like the disability pensions. Are there any other rights that they might lose if they get a job? Or what is the issue there? Yes. Thank you.
Good question. Firstly, about supported employment term, which it consists. Yes, in project it's how I said, 1 year. Yes, we can support for one person for 1 year. Yes, after that, we during this year we should achieve the goal, should help him get a job. If the goal is not achieved, so we are working wrong, or maybe person is not able to work. Yes, after that we should write some announcement why we don't reach the goal. Yes, in another project, in project which by labor market exchange service, we can. It's not maybe not limited. About 2 years we can support person on job. Yes. Yes. Another question about subsidies. It's different, and it's different, and it's people with lower capacity of working get bigger subsidy, and people with a higher capacity of workability get lower subsidy. Term for subsidy is from 1 month to 9 months, maybe. I should to check this information. I can just send for you because I'm not sure, but it's not for every time. No. It's just for some term, and it also depends of level of capacity of disabled person. I really can find this information and send to you, just for interesting. And third question was about, I don't remember.
The third question was about the rights that they're losing if they get a job.
It's only they can lose their pension, their disability pension, any another rights.
I have another question, Darius, and I'm sorry if we are bombarding you, but
okay.
There's so much information that we want to know and to share.
Okay.
You do your individual plan and you are working individual with all of them. Brilliant. That's what we want to establish also. This personal planning, this individual planning is very crucial for a good support to our users. But I'm interested. Do you have any kind of group support? Because from the European model, the social model, we know that if you bring them together into a group of 6, 7, 8, and they share their challenges, what is difficult, sometimes the family doesn't allow them to, go to become more independent. Sometimes the family is the institution. Sometimes is lack of personal life that it is also very important. It's not only work, it's also our life. So do you do group work, group support? Because in Macedonia, we don't have any kind of group work. We don't have these skills. We don't have this knowledge. And we are not appreciate how much important is to bring a small group of people who are facing the same challenges and to work with them and to create a peer support between them and to help them really learn from each other and become more independent. Group work is missing in general. Why?
Yes, here we have group work practice. Of course, not now times during the COVID, but earlier we had self-help groups. Yes, for people with same problems, with same health problems, with same problems with getting the job. Yes, it is brilliant. They can support themselves in better way than I as a specialist in many times. Also, we working with family members, because it's always, not always, but in very many times it's family members can be supportive or anti-supportive, dis-supportive. Yes, they can say, yes, you can, you are strong, get to the job, or no, you are disabled, you sit on the sofa all the day and no, I don't know, playing with PlayStation. It's okay for you. You can't get the job, or blah, blah, blah. So we try to invite family members to our center, invite to some group works, yes. Also, we have in our center psychologists, which can, how to say, manage with groups, yes, just to say something, to show some ways how we can manage with same problem if they have a child with disability. Not child, how to say, grow child with disability.
An adult or a youth. Yes, Eva, another question, and I think that's it. We will go to the break and we will come back.
Yes, this is from the colleagues from the ministry. Are there any other services that the people with disability are using to access the labor market? For example, personal assistance or any kind of other social services in that sense?
Yes, we have some private, how to say, private centers which helps them in different situations, including searching the job, and they can participate. You know, in private institution, maybe it's more fancy, how to say, or they have more rights to act in way they want, and so on and so on. Because we try to have strict norms. Yes, we're working here in one way. We want to get a job in a future main goal. Yes, so. How to in another center, private centers, maybe it's not so strict, yes, and also workplaces, yes, it's just to spend time, yes, just to spend time and make some fancy thing with some handcrafts and so on and so on. That is maybe for people with lower level of capacity to working, yes. For this strong people, it's I don't know, they can, but they.
Darius, you have been a pleasure to talk to you, to learn from you. We will be contacting you because we are interested in both job circuit and job picks. We want to know how we can get these methodologies ourselves in our own rehabilitation centers, and we will utilize your experience. So thank you very much. Blagodaram to everybody. Thank you, Darius. I will be looking forward to come back to Vilnius again to meet you in person. Please come back in 10 minutes, all of you. We are expecting you. It was a pleasure, Darius. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.